Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He and Cooper are the only Lakers with 3. Dawkins and Caldwell Jones each with 3 for Philadelphia. Bobby Jones will look for his 15th point and one of the best free throw shooters, 89% in the playoffs. Starting front line for the 76ers all started their pro careers in the American Basketball Association. Nixon draws the foul going up. Erving, Bobby Jones, and Caldwell Jones. Cheeks commits his first foul.
You know what's interesting to me, one of the sidelines is the fact that Norm Nixon and Maurice Cheeks, both I think are underrated as players, are playing against each other. And when I say underrated, I don't mean that people don't think they're very good, but when they start talking about the All-Stars and the All-League team, these are not names that come up readily.
Right. And they each had their best years by far. Tony, inside, got through, and stuck through by Caldwell Jones. Tony is slow getting up, but he appears to be all right. He's been banged a few times in this game. Magic finds an opening himself, spins off, and Caldwell Jones uses finesse and not power on the defensive glass. Tony pulls up and hits another one. Andrew Tony, who inside is like Bernard King with muscle, and outside can hurt you.
I think Tony has to be taken out because I think he hurt his leg because he was sticking to Billy Cunningham and he's running up court.
And Clint Richardson's going to get the call right now. And where would Philadelphia have been without Clint Richardson coming off the bench? Tony will go out, but the Sixers have matched their biggest lead, 15 points. The last personal was on Andrew Tony, his third, and he's gone out of the game. But here's a sequence right here.
Now, he's hurt a little bit, as you can see him limping. Now, what he's doing now is he's playing with pain. Not necessarily playing hurt. He's hurt, but we don't know how serious. He's asking to come out of the game there. Now he gets back on defense. Now that's what I mean by playing with pain. Now he knows his leg hurts, but he goes and finishes the play until he can get a timeout.
Maybe that's the kind of thing Julius Erving's talking about.
That is the kind of thing that Julius Erving's talking about.
Ice pack on the left knee of Andrew Tony.
And I sure hope that is not serious. Whenever I see a knee or something on a knee, it kind of frightens me.
Clint Richardson comes back into the ball game. Not an offensive threat, although he's been one of the leaders in the offensive rebounding department. Kareem may start to assert himself more. He has 14 points. Pat Riley from Schenectady, New York. His opposite number, Billy Cunningham, grew up in Brooklyn. 13-point lead for Philadelphia. They've had things their way in this ball game, thanks partially to Bobby Jones. He has been active, playing both ends of the floor as he does, with 17 points now.
Now that was a classic example of what makes Julius Erving so tough. He's sitting there and he knows that once he makes a move that they're going to double team him. And Bobby Jones has went to the empty space along the baseline and got an easy jumper.
Kareem on the give-and-go back baseline to Wilkes. They've run that play a couple of times to success. Jamal now with 16 points, 8 here in the third period. You're nearing the halfway mark of this third period. Wilkes has hit his last 4. Bobby Jones double team, but over Kareem anyway. Bobby Jones scores.
And again from Julius Erving.
Smart, hitty, unselfish. Bobby Jones 8 for 11. A good shooting night. In the middle, Wilkes. Basket will count in a foul, so Wilkes now is on a hot streak now, has hit his last 5. Andrew Tony comes back in the ball game, and Clint Richardson will go out. So Tony apparently is all right, and that's good news. Bobby Jones commits the foul, his first. Team fouls right now with 5:46 remaining in the third period. Sixers have 3, and the Lakers 1.
And Jamal Wilkes has been leading the Sixers in scoring in the playoffs.
Yes, he has. He scored 36 against Philadelphia in the 6th game on the deciding game of the '80 championship when Magic Johnson had 42. Erving going after the loose ball, and they fight. Nixon comes out. Here's a Laker opportunity now, but Philadelphia again back on defense to their credit. Magic inside to Wilkes. Wilkes can't make it. Knocked away by Magic. And Wilkes forced the foul and did a nice job of just getting the ball up to get the foul called on Bobby Jones. And that is the 4th team foul on Philadelphia.
And what Wilkes is doing is something that he is not known for, is hitting the offensive boards.
He's a lot stronger and tougher than he appears. He looks like a reed out there, but he can be tough inside.
He's a very deceptive man, and you can't play in this league an 82-game schedule without being strong and having great stamina.
And Jamal Wilkes now with 20 points and 8 rebounds. And when they call his nickname Silk, he is quiet, smooth, fluid, and you don't know he's got the 20 points. Loose ball, and it's LA ball.
And they made the Doc change that. There were about 8 guys waiting to block that one.
11-point lead. At one point was 15. Kareem skyhook. If you want Kareem to take the shot, they prefer it from the other side, not the right side of the hoop.
And he preferred from this side, so that's where he took it. And I say took it because he took it.
He's in his last 4, and a 9-point lead. 4:45 remaining in the third period, so the Lakers are making a run at the Sixers right now. Quick passing and a wild pass, but saved. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and Julius for 3. And Kareem has it. So Los Angeles is making their best run of the night, perhaps. Nixon. Philadelphia foul, and that'll be their 5th, and will put them in a penalty. And more important, Andrew Toney has now 4 personal fouls.
And that's one thing that makes Norm Nixon so tough. You know, as I was talking about earlier, saying he was underrated, is that he can bring that ball up by himself as quick as anyone in basketball. I think the only guy that does as well is Gus Williams. And he creates the same kind of problem, though, because what he does is not necessarily look for his shot.
Mike Banham has come in for Julius Erving and goes out with 20 points, so now the Sixers will get more beef up front.
And that takes away from some of their speed. But it adds to their rebounding.
Banham scored 6 points in the first half. Lionel Hollins, who had 4 in the first half, coming in. So they brought in 2 defenders and a rebounder, in essence.
Well, you know, when you make substitutes as a coach, you have to balance it off for the things that makes your team effective. You got to have good rebounding, you got to have good defense, and someone who can put the ball in the basket.
Well, Toney and Erving are on the bench right now, the 2 biggest producers for Philadelphia. They've got basically a defensive team in there, and a steal by McAdoo, and it's recovered in the backcourts.
And he kicked the ball.
So Hollins and Cheeks, Caldwell Jones, Bobby Jones, and Banham is not your
magic,
not your real offensive powerhouse in there. Nixon. Jump shot, and LA making a run. Norm now 16 points. 6-point deficit now at 1:15, and we have 3:45 remaining in the third period. This is where the Sixers need to stop Los Angeles, and they have the people in there to do it, but they've got to do it. Traveling call, and LA is on a roll right now. 9 points in a row, and a chance to narrow the deficit to 6 points or 4.
And they're playing outstanding defense, because they're not, if you get inside, Kareem is making you change the shots, and he's going for the skyhook.
Kareem does exactly that and hits, and it's a 4-point game, and Julius Erving is getting the quick call back in the contest. We have 3:15 to go in the third, and there's the Doc getting set for action. Kareem has hit 5 in a row, and Philadelphia's lead has been whittled to 4. Hollins inside to Caldwell Jones, a big basket.
Because what the 76ers were just missing was a pure shooter, a good offensive run there.
Ball away by Nixon. LA had scored an 11 in a row before Caldwell Jones' basket, and now Nixon gets 2 back in a hurry. It's still 4-point lead for Philadelphia.